Back here in CBS Sports HQ, where just yesterday, Dallas Cowboys star pass rusher Micah Parsons formally requested a trade from the team. He released a very lengthy statement saying that his representation has tried to talk repeatedly to the front office and Jerry Jones about the contract. Negotiations have apparently stalled between both Parsons and the team, and now he wants out. Earlier today, head coach Brian Schottenheimer spoke to the media about the Cowboys situation with Micah.
I've talked to Micah, I've talked to all of our guys, and great conversations. Not going to share with you guys what he and I talked about, but again, I know you guys are going to ask it. I get that. I'm not going to continue to talk about Micah's contract situation. A lot of great things going on. I get it. Seriously, you guys have a tough job to do, and you're going to get bored with this press conference if we keep asking it. But again, had great conversation with him. You know, you guys know me. I'm transparent. I talk to all of our guys. Always have, always will, and good conversations.
I feel like it will be a distraction in any sort of way because of, obviously, we're reporting about it and he's a high-profile player?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think, you know, look, our guys are focused on what we're trying to build. They're focused on what we're trying to build on the field and the meeting rooms. You know, as we get closer to a game week, it's kind of exciting, you know, and got the Rams coming in here next week. So there's plenty of things for us to focus on. We're almost through the install. So, you know, I don't think so. I mean, you know, look, it's going to be talked about. We've talked about it anytime you're sitting in this chair with this organization. There's going to be things that are hot topics amongst the masses. But our guys have a very singular focus, and that's getting better and getting ready to have a hell of a practice today.
All right, for much more on this, let's go ahead and welcome in our own Bryant McFadden. B-Mac, let's just start with your initial reaction to what we heard from first-year head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer there.
Well, he said all the right things. I mean, in terms of Shotty, this is not his problem. He did not create this problem. But unfortunately, he's having to answer questions concerning his star player and the lack of an extension getting done, especially throughout training camp. So he handled that presser as best as could be. Even though he didn't create this problem and he's not the main individuals that's involved in these contracts. Head coaches they coach ball. They can give their input about what players should receive what deal, but at the end of the day, it's up to the front office officials. It's up to the GM. It's up to the owners. And clearly we know who has the say-so in terms of those discussions, but unfortunately, it's up to Shotty to answer the questions concerning the most recent news with Micah requesting a trade.
Yeah, Coach Schottenheimer certainly knows his place when it comes to this situation in particular. Now, the Cowboys, B-Mac, are under no obligation when it comes to trading Micah Parsons. Do you see a scenario in which they kind of patch things up?
No question. They better find a way to patch things up. You don't trade a prime time player, a five-star player in the prime years of his career because you cannot get a deal done. Oh, by the way, Jordan, he is deserving of asking for whatever it is he is asking for. He is the best player on their team. I'm not going to say the most important because we know how valuable the quarterback is, but in terms of the best player, that's Micah Parsons. So it's alarming that he's been waiting this long to get a deal done. It's alarming that he's had to request a trade to try to initiate something getting done sooner than later. And if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, enough is enough. Let's get something done so he can get on the grass to get out there with his teammate. Of course, remember, this is a new playbook as well defensively, Matt Eberflus. So timing is very, very important in terms of the chemistry and the rhythm that needs to be there week one when they trot out on the football field against Philadelphia. So I don't see a case in which the team traded Micah. I do believe they will get a deal done, but it's unfortunate that he's had to come to these measures to try to get something going.
Listen, I think we're all on the same page. They better. I think we all agree with that. We low-key feel a little bad for Cowboys fans right now because it all just doesn't really make sense. But we have to play a little bit of the what-if game here. If they don't patch things up, what team makes sense for Micah Parsons?
Right out here, where I'm located at, with the Raiders. They make perfect sense for a trade with the Cowboys for Micah Parsons, and here's why. Earlier in our segment, we talked about defensively. We talked about one name that we know for sure is going to stand up in the paint and deliver the goods, Max Crosby. Outside of that, there's a lot of question marks in terms of defensive playmakers on all three levels. They could utilize a guy like Micah Parsons. And Raider Nation, let me go ahead and paint the picture for you real quick. Max Crosby, Micah Parsons, going at Pat Mahomes, going at Bo Nix, going at Justin Herbert. Heck, you can put me in the secondary, and I can go ahead and maybe get the job done knowing the relentless pressure they're going to put on those said quarterbacks. So it makes sense. And if I'm Pete Carroll, who's in his 70s, even though he acts and he feels like he's in his 50s, he's closer to the end of his coaching career than the beginning. I'm not caring anything about no future picks. Y'all can have whatever it is you need. It's about the here and now if I'm Pete Carroll. So I try to find a way to get that deal done. It's super important to do so. Outside of that, let's keep it out west, because I've been out west all week long, and I'm loving the tall palm trees and the beautiful sunshine. What about another West Coast team, Jordan? What about the Los Angeles Chargers? Let's look at and paint this picture. It's the same division as it is with the Raiders. They're saying some of the same quarterbacks, and they are doing what? They're hunting who? Pat Mahomes. The Chargers, they lost Bosa. They still have Khalil Mack. They could utilize a guy like Micah Parsons in that defense. And if I'm Coach Harbaugh, like I said, you got to go out there and chase Pat Mahomes. I need guys on the defensive side that look like what they hunt. And the last time I checked, Micah Parsons looked like the quarterbacks that he hunt. But get this, he's faster.
Hey, B-Mac, I'm just saying, you're getting Raiders fans fired up here. And I don't know, you might just want to turn around, because you could just ask Max Crosby yourself if he wants Micah in Vegas. That might be the play there. Yeah, he's right behind you. I saw him taking some reps there. So if Micah does get his request and gets a trade out of Dallas, we're talking about some teams. I want to throw out another one in particular. Could we possibly see him in black and yellow? I don't know. Take a listen to this, B-Mac, on what Micah actually said to you back at the Super Bowl.
All right, what about this logo? This ain't a bad logo, Mike.
Steelers?
Yeah, that ain't bad, right?
Nah,
you rock with the Steelers?
Yeah, I do.
I can see you in the Steelers uniform,
I said if I ever returned home, it was going to Pittsburgh.
It's Mr. Rooney.
Like, I mess with Mike Tomlin the wrong way.
If he ever returned, we got a spot. You know we love edge rushers, too.
I love the Mr. Rooney in there as well. B-Mac, I don't know. Would Steelers Nation welcome him with open arms?
Would we? Would we?
Next question.
What? I shed a tear right now. I would shed a tear right now if that was to become a reality. Listen, and you know, when I talked about the Raiders and the Chargers potentially needing a guy like Micah Parsons, heck, let's keep it real. There's maybe 30 teams that can utilize Micah Parsons, 31 outside the Cowboys. But if you look at what the Steelers have going on in the division, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Joe Burrow. You got two high-level quarterbacks that play MVP-like year in and year out, not to mention outstanding pass catchers that are surrounding them. You got to find guys that can go get them. And yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have guys already in place. But if there's an opportunity, and I didn't say that, he gave me that.
Yeah.
He said if I ever was to go home, PA, Western PA, I would go to the Steelers. I didn't force that to him. He gave me that, so clearly that was already on his good heart before this news came about today. And think about this picture, Pittsburgh. Steeler Nation, you got 90. You know who 90 is, right? That's TJ Watt. You got 11? Whoever has 11, I don't know who has 11, but they got to give it up. TJ Watt and Micah Parsons, along with Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Queen, Darius Slade, Joey Porter Jr.
Say
I want to drop the mic, but I want to keep it professional.
No,
I want to keep it professional. I'm not going to drop the mic.
You can do whatever you want, B-Mac. You could do whatever you want. Say less. We hear you. We'll see how this all plays out. I hope you are his first call if that does come to fruition. We'll wait and see. B-Mac, go ahead and enjoy Raiders practice. We know you'll keep us posted on what happens out in Vegas there. And wherever Micah ends up, we know he's going to be due a very big payday. Right now, important to note that he is set to make $24 million this year. But that new payday, could it be more than what TJ Watt just got, which is $41 million annually? Something tells me that's a very good possibility.